Cell differentiation occurs in multicellular organisms when a cell's structure changes to allow the cell to carry out a function. Specific genes are switched on, which changes the cell's structure. It becomes better adapted to carry out one or more of the 7 life processes. Cell differentiation occurs when the organism is developing as an embryo, in the womb, or an egg. Plants, on the other hand, retain the ability to differentiate their cells during their whole life. Let's take a look at the specialised cells you may be asked about in your exams. The function of the sperm cell is to carry and join the male's genetic material to the female's, known as fertilisation. The tail, known as a flagellum, rapidly moves from side to side to help the sperm move through the female's reproductive system. Many mitochondria are found in the midsection of a sperm, which releases energy by respiration, allowing the sperm to move. An acrosome at the front of the sperm contains digestive enzymes, which allows the sperm to break down the outer layer of the egg, known as an ovum, to be fertilised. A nerve's function is to provide impulses around the body at high speed. Nerves are elongated cells which allow impulses to travel long distances with the fewest breaks between cells, known as synapses. There are many branches at both ends of a nerve cell which allow impulses to be carried to adjoining nerve cells if necessary. Nerves are insulated in a fatty membrane which prevents the signals affecting other cells in the body. A muscle cell's function is the ability to move using the energy from respiration. Many muscle cells are arranged in bundles, which work together as muscle fibres. Muscle cells have many mitochondria to release energy, which will be used to move the muscle fibres. Muscle can contract and relax, which is when they shorten and lengthen, which is how muscles allow organisms to move. Muscles can grow larger, thus becoming stronger when trained, which increases the chances of survival. Fat cells store fat. Obviously, they are a source of energy when food is scarce. Fat cells provide animals with insulation, protection of vital organs, and can help some animals stay buoyant, thus float on water. However, too much fat can have a negative impact on an organism's health. Fat cells are adapted by having a thin layer of cytoplasm around the outside of the cell, which allows more fat to be stored, which can expand to 1,000 times its original size. Red blood cells bind with oxygen, which is transported around the body. Red blood cells are biconcave, which means they have indentations on both sides. The biconcave shape increases the surface area to volume ratio, which allows oxygen to be diffused at a quicker rate. Red blood cells are packed full of hemoglobin, which oxygen binds to. Therefore, many oxygen molecules can be transported to the cells. Lastly, there is no nucleus, which allows more space for hemoglobin. Ciliated epithelial cells line the airways, which waft away bacteria and dirt trapped in the mucus produced by the goblet cells. The mucus is swept to the back of your throat, which is swallowed, with any bacteria killed in the stomach acid. Root hair cells have long finger-like projections to increase the surface area to volume ratio to absorb water and mineral ions. There is a low water potential in the roots to increase water uptake by osmosis. The root hair cell has many mitochondria to carry out respiration, releasing energy known as ATP. Protein carriers in the membrane use the ATP for active transport to uptake low concentrations of ions. Palisade cells carry out photosynthesis, so they are located at the surface of a leaf. They are packed full of chloroplasts and are a regular shape, so more cells can fit in a given area.